Have you ever thought about how the materials you sleep on could be affecting your health, beauty, and overall well being? We often focus on diet, exercise, and mindset. But what if something as simple as your pillowcase or sleep mask could make a difference? Welcome to the Arukah Holistic Podcast. I'm your host, Mayim Vega, and today we have a truly inspiring guest who has blended artistry, performance, and wellness into something luxurious and transformative. Evalee Gertz is a painter, performer, and wellness advocate who has spent years exploring how creativity and self-care intersect. From dazzling audiences as a professional dancer and cabaret performer to traveling the world as a yoga instructor, Evalee's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. But her latest passion project, SIA Silk, takes wellness to another level, offering beautifully designed silk sleep masks and products that elevate rest and rejuvenation. Join us as we dive into Evalee's incredible story, how she transitioned from the stage to the wellness space, what inspired her to create Sia Silk, and why the right sleep environment can be a game changer for your health and beauty. Let's welcome Evalee to the Arukah Holistic Podcast. Hello,
Hi.
Evalee.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. Thank you. You have such a colorful life. Tell us more about your background, if you could, and then how you got into Sia Silk.
Sure, yeah. Well, I lived in Los Angeles for nearly 20 years, and during that time, I was a performer, an artist, and a yoga teacher. So I was always really into health and wellness because I obviously, was in a career that made me very closely connected to my body and how it's working and paying really close to my level of performance. Um, Being a dancer is really competitive. So I was always kind of looking at like what diet and what, other wellness things were going to keep me like on top of my game the most. And it didn't take long for me to realize that sleep is kind of the cornerstone of all of it. Getting good sleep is so important to how we look, how we feel, how we perform. And it made a really big difference in my performance level, or even, if I had an audition and I hadn't slept well the night before, I would not book the job probably because it would just wouldn't be able to be at my best. So it didn't take me long to realize that one of the best tools for getting better sleep is a sleep mask. There are so many benefits to sleeping in total darkness, and we should totally go into those later. But yeah, so using a sleep mask is so much cheaper and easier than like outfitting your whole house with like blackout curtains. And if you travel, like I would be on tour and, working late nights. So a sleep mask was really a convenient way to like really block out the light so I could really get better sleep. And it made a big impact. But I really struggled to find a sleep mask that actually worked for me. I tried lots of different kinds, and a lot of the ones that function better are like made from cheap synthetic materials and kind of fall apart, cause breakouts, just aren't high quality. And the silk ones, there's lots of wonderful benefits to using silk, but they just didn't function very well. I didn't feel like they fit well or blocked light well or any of the things. So I eventually decided to create my own sleep mask. So that's where the idea for SIA Silk started. Is I created a sleep mask to kind of solve the problems that I felt like were in the market. So our sleep masks are made from 100% mulberry silk, really high quality silk, which has lots of skin nourishing and anti-aging benefits. And the mask itself has a unique design. So it's larger coverage, it has thicker padding, has larger than standard eye cups. So there's more room for your eyes, zero eye pressure, helps protect your lashes if you have lash extensions, or I just have long lashes. So that was really important. It's adjustable, so you can get your like custom fit. And because it has like such nice padding and it's larger size, it really kind of conforms to your face and really blocks out light better. So it's really comfortable, really high functioning, and really high quality.
Absolutely. That's great. So, I just wanted to share, if in case anyone didn't know, what are some of the health benefits of sleep masks? Would you like to talk about that?
Absolutely. So, I mean, the most benefits are coming from blocking light. Our eyelids aren't really meant to filter out light, and we're really meant to sleep in total darkness. And the benefits of sleeping in total darkness are so many, ranging from lowering your heart rate, lowering your risk of obesity and diabetes, lowering your risk of depression, increasing your longevity, um, in helping your hormones regulate, especially your melatonin production, which is really important if you're a woman because that also helps regulate all your, menstrual hormones as well. So, um, when you're sleeping, that's when your cells regenerate, your body recuperates. And so when you block out light, you're able to get to that level of restorative sleep much better. And so all the things happen, the hormone regulating and the lowered heart rate, and it increases your memory and alertness. They've done studies on all of these things. So there's just so many benefits to sleeping in darkness, but it's hard to sleep in darkness in our, current society. We live in modern cities where there's light everywhere, and it's just kind of hard to get away from it. And there's a lot of junk lighting, LEDs and blue lights that also mess up our hormone regulation and our circadian rhythms and can affect our sleep quality pretty substantially. So, again, like you could outfit your whole house in blackout curtains and try to do everything you can to eliminate light, but it's pretty hard. I mean, even the light from your smoke detector could be disrupting your sleep, or if you have an electric alarm clock or the street lamp outside your window or anything. It's really any amount of light at all is going to prevent you from reaching that really restorative state.
Yeah,
So that's why
absolutely.
sleep mask gets really comes in handy because it's such a cheap way and convenient way to block out that light. It's a really big return on your investment.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really great. The melatonin and the hormone regulation. Also, it helps some people with insomnia and
Hmm.
relaxation. And also, it some say that it can reduce puffy eyes and dark circles, especially when it's a good fabric like silk. And even, people sometimes say that it can help support with migraine and headache relief. And, it just gives you better REM sleep. And if you're like, if you travel a lot or if you work different shifts, like, for example, like graveyard shifts sometimes, but not always. For example, it can really help you adjust to these, uneven sleep patterns. And
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, those are all really good points. It does. And I also get migraine sometimes, and the light sensitivity that is associated with that, like a sleep mask, really, you just blocking out that light, it really makes a big difference. And I also use it for meditation a lot because it really helps kind of shut out the outside world and helps you turn inward and just go deeper in your meditation. So yeah, there's so many uses. And like I said, I travel a lot. Been all over the world. I used to tour. And so um the sleep mask is such an easy, convenient way to do that because it's, small, lightweight. Ours comes with a little travel bag, and you just throw it in your bag and you have it with you if you're on an airplane or in a hotel room. Like you're just going to get better sleep by having something like that with you.
right. And also, there's a lot of health benefits to natural fabric, but
Mhm.
even silk, especially. Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, silk is amazing. So it's a lot less absorbent than like cotton. So that means it doesn't pull moisture from your skin or your hair the way other materials would. Also, if you're using like expensive face creams, it's going to help keep those creams on your skin rather than pulling it into the fabric. So that's lovely. It's less friction. So you're not going to get the same kind of pulling or creasing as you would from another fabric. And it has naturally antimicrobial benefits. So it helps to prevent breakouts. But there's also been studies shown that if you like have a wound and you bind it in silk, that wound will heal faster than say if you bind it in cotton or something else, because silk actually has been shown to speed up the cell turnover of your skin. So it's actually combating aging by speeding up the cell turnover. It helps reduce wrinkles while you're using it. So it's pretty amazing material.
Yeah, and
And
it's
it's
a
easier
great
than
thing to
your
put on your eyes where, wrinkles
bike.
around the eyes and baggy, puffy eyes and things like that is,
Exactly.
especially for
Yeah.
women.
Yeah, and it's cooling, so it feels good. It's just really silky smooth and feels wonderful on your skin. But yeah, there's so many benefits. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, also there's a lot of uh, negative side effects when you use synthetic fabrics, especially like polyester and things like this. So yeah, silk is excellent. Silk is an ancient fabric. It's even mentioned in the Bible. It's one of the few fabrics that are privileged to be mentioned in the Bible. There's silk, um, wool, and linen. So,
That's so cool. I actually knew about the linen, but I did not know about the silk. So thank you for teaching me that. Very cool.
and also temperature regulation. It's very interesting that you mentioned how it's cooling, but also it doesn't absorb moisture like cotton, which gives it the benefits of, like, that's why people use polyester, because it doesn't absorb, the
Mhm.
moisture, but then it doesn't have the negative side effects of polyester, which, if people want to look that up, they can do that.
Yeah, yeah, polyester. Plus, polyester is holds heat in, so it's not as cooling or the temperature regulation you don't get from polyester.
Right. And it doesn't have the antimicrobial
Mhm.
features that
Definitely not.
silk, and also what else has that is wool. Wool is also has that. So yeah, these are very special fabrics, and I think, out of the natural fabrics, if you want to use something on your eyes at night, silk is the best.
Yeah, because it's so gentle and it feels so good. And, because it's silk, it's, sewn on, so there's no chemical adhesives. So that was one of the things I found with like the cheaper masks that use some of these synthetic materials is that they will use a chemical adhesive to adhere the fabric to the mold. And then you're breathing in those chemicals. That's right on your face, it's touching your skin, and also it's terrible for the environment. So, like, we really try to avoid that and just have a cleaner product.
Right. That's another thing, is a lot of these other fabrics, they're mass produced, these cheaper sleep masks are mass produced, and they can have not only harsh dyes, but flame retardant chemicals or even formaldehyde, which can not only disrupt your skin, but they can also disrupt your hormones, especially with the flame retardant chemicals that they put in a lot of fabrics these days.
Yeah, and that's really scary.
It is. You don't want that. It's interesting because there's things that you want to do and buy for your health, and sometimes you don't know that there's side effects to these, and that's why, they say that doing all these healthy things is expensive, but in the long run, it's actually not, because it's going to give you improved quality of life and even a longer lifespan. So in the end, it's really an investment. It's not expensive. It makes life more enjoyable and longer, which means that it's more valuable.
I love that you say that because I completely agree with you. It's, our product is a little bit more expensive. It's a little larger. And because we use really high quality silk, it's a lot of silk. So it does make it more expensive to make. And then obviously we sell it for a little bit more, but it's a really high quality product. And sometimes people are like, oh, but why should I buy this mask when there's some one half the price? And I'm like, but it's an investment. Like you're investing in the quality of your health. And I totally agree with all these things. Like investing in yourself is cheaper in the long run because you will feel better. You're going to save medical bills and medications later on because you're taking care of yourself up front. Preventative care is, so much, what's the word? It's a great investment so that you're not having to try to fix things later.
So what I wanted to do while you're here is if we could just navigate your website and check out the mask itself, and because I know you've got
Absolutely.
pictures on it and stuff like that. So let me share your website, and then you could talk a little bit about it and just kind of maybe tell me where to go and stuff. And
Sure.
also have an interesting story is just last night, my one of my daughters, she's studying to be a midwife, and her hours are, I mean, she doesn't, I feel like she needs to get a better schedule, but anyways, so she likes to, I guess, save her study time for late night, when, I mean, it's understandable because things are more quiet, at night. but she, she's not, all of my children, they have roommates, because I have 9 that I take care of. So and I don't have a 10-bedroom house, so some of them have to share rooms. But she's not keeping my other daughter up at night, but she's keeping the light on while she's sleeping. And my other daughter, she already has, issues with falling asleep and things like this. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. You can't be doing this. But this is a good, not that she should still do that, but if it happens, this is actually a really good tool to have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, life happens. We're not always able to avoid our schedules being wonky or whatever. But yeah, having something like this, that's what makes it so convenient because you can use it in any situation and it can really make a difference. So, yeah. Well, so welcome to our website.
Yeah.
This is our homepage, and you can scroll down, and we have lots of information on the benefits. And there's a picture of the mask. You can see it's got really deep eye cups and it's really thick and cushy. Um, yeah, and you can keep scrolling. There's lots of things to scroll through. And these are some of our top sellers. So we not only have the mask, but we also do the aromatherapy lavender oil, which is great for, easing stress and just relaxing. I like to dab a little bit on my temples and my wrists before bed, and it helps just kind of calm me down and get me ready for bed. And then we have a beauty sleep kit, which is fun. If you hover over that, I'll show you what's all in there. So we have bath salts and nighttime tea, earplugs. It also has lip balm and the aromatherapy as well as the mask. So it's like a whole kit to get your best sleep possible, which is great. That was really good for the holidays because it's like a whole gift box ready to
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
I'm sure my daughters would love this.
yeah, it's fun. And then yeah, go ahead and keep scrolling. We have some testimonials from happy customers. Uh, those usually scroll. I don't know why they're not now, but we have plenty of them. A little mask, a little video to demonstrate.
That's how it looks.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we have some blog posts that talk about the benefits of sleeping in darkness, of actually, studies have shown that using a mask improves alertness and memory and things like that. So we have some blogs that talk about that. So there's lots of information here. And yeah, at the top too, there's uh on our main menu bar, you can see there's like the about will talks about us, but the benefits tab that has all of our blog posts in it too. So you can go there and um, read some of our different blogs on that one's talking about the benefits of silk and yeah,
Science-backed benefits of sleeping with a mask. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
And
a really cool hack. I believe that, the key to holistic health and healing is really to go back to how our ancestors lived. And they didn't live with all these lights, at night. Now, of course, there's also the diet and the movement. All these things are important, but something that gets overlooked is sleep. All of the city light pollution that we live with, and it's hard to escape it. It's not like everyone can just go out and live in the country or live out in the Amazon or anything like that. And so these are simple life hacks that we can use to compensate for the fact that we don't live the way that our ancestors did anymore.
yeah, I totally agree. Um, And it's so fun finding tools like this that can help, like you say, hack these things because we do live in this modern society and, we can find these tools and these hacks to kind of help control our environment and our bodies to just be more optimal so we can look and feel better. It's really important to me to like talk about optimizing sleep because we live in this society that's kind of this hustle culture and we're always on the grind and going, going, going. And I think women especially are kind of taught to put everybody else's needs in front of their own. And we're in burnout mode, and then we see this in our society, all these people who are exhausted and sleep deprived and their nervous systems aren't regulated. And then we kind of see the effects of that and all the contention that we see in our society. But, something as simple as just like prioritizing your rest and getting better sleep. When you feel good, you show up as a better version of yourself. And then you spread that positivity with every interaction you have. And it just makes our society a little bit better.
It's so important. Sleep is so important for our health, for our healing, our restoration, for our mental health, so physical health, so many things. So all these tools, whatever we can use to improve that is going to be so important, especially if we're dealing with, I think, a health crisis. Sleep is super important. But even if you're not dealing with a health crisis and you just want to be at the top of your game, like you as a performer or an athlete,
Yeah.
sleep is so important as well.
Yes, completely. And just, having more permission for ourselves, more grace for ourselves. I think it's sometimes hard to say, I need to prioritize myself and my health and my sleep. We feel a lot of outside pressure, so just having that grace to be like, what, it's okay if I just don't today. I'm just gonna go take a nap or I sleep in an extra hour or something. Like if your body's telling you it's what it needs, it's okay to listen.
That's another thing. That's really good. If you need a nap and it's the middle of the day, this is a great way to improve that short amount of time that you have, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't nap without it. Definitely not.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for inventing this wonderful product. I do hope that people understand and see the value of it because, it's not just about having a sleep mask, but just like it's not just about having food, but, healthy food, good food, organic food, things like this. So could you just leave us with just one last closing thought before we go?
Um, again, just to have more permission for yourself and to, be kinder to yourself. I think we walk around, just being hard on ourselves. There's a lot of pressure. So just to kind of stop and go, you know what? I'm doing okay. It's okay.
I'm doing okay, and I can treat myself to a nice, restful, deep, uninterrupted sleep.
Yes, that's our tagline. It's luxury that you deserve.
Yeah, it's good. That's great. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again for being here, Evalee, and please check out her website at siasilk.com, siasilk.com.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Algar and I am the host of Expertise TV. And I'm very excited to be introducing you to our guest today, Mayim Vega. Now, Mayim Vega is a former NASA computer scientist turned holistic healer after facing a very personal health crisis, which the modern medical system could not resolve. In 2009, she founded Arukah.com, which offers an holistic healer certification program focusing on three pillars: naturopathic herbalism, holistic life coaching, and online business and marketing to empower people to become holistic healers and achieve maximum impact in the world. Mayim combines her scientific background, natural healing methods, and faith in the creator and great physician to guide others on a path to personal and professional well-being. Mayim, it's clear that you are very passionate about the topic of holistic health and particularly helping people who are wanting to transition into this approach. How did you find yourself in this line of work, and why is this work so important to you?
Thank you, Ashley, for taking the time to speak with me. And I'd love to answer that question. So, the way I found myself in this line of work starts with my story of when I transitioned from becoming a computer scientist at the NASA Ames Research Center to becoming an entrepreneur and building my first online business in digital marketing. And the reason why I did that is so that I could stay at home and be with my newly born son at the time And now I have 7 children of my own, and always wanted to homeschool them and just be there for them. And so that's why I became an entrepreneur. But my first few years as an entrepreneur was extremely difficult. And I thought it was healthy, but later on, after all my studies, I realized there were a lot of things that I was doing that was not very healthy. They were not very healthy habits that I had. And what ended up happening was I got really sick and I thought I was on my deathbed. And I was rushed to the emergency room, and the doctor actually thought that I had a brain tumor. But after extensive testing and examination, she told me that there was nothing wrong with me. I was experiencing a lot of pain, but they had nothing for me. There was nothing they could do for me. She said that she could give me some really strong painkillers, but that's really it. She couldn't really get rid of the problem. And so I took the painkillers, but again, painkillers and any pharmaceutical drug never address the root cause of illness and disease. And that's exactly why this line of work is so important to me and why I went on my own personal journey to become a holistic healer, to study nutrition, herbalism, holistic health, and holistic life coaching, is because we all know people, and maybe probably even ourselves, who, just like me, went to the modern medical system because that's the expected thing to do. That's a normal thing to do. And, tried to get health and healing that way, but hit a dead end, hit a brick wall, and we either got medications that didn't work or that only worked for a while, or that caused side effects that were so terrible that we had to get on other medications, plural, and maybe even the medication or medications caused side effects that caused other health issues. And sometimes the health issues are worse than the first problem that you originally had. And we're on this ridiculous roller coaster of drug after treatment after procedure, because the modern medical system never addresses the root cause. And medical professionals who have woken up know this. And that's why I have medical professionals in my program, including, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, medical technicians, etc., who are learning from me, who are, taking the certification program because they realize that our system is broken and we need to fix it. It is our destiny as humanity to overcome all this nonsense, really. We can do better and we will do better. I know it. And that's why, in my certification program, sometimes I joke around. No, it's not really a joke, but I say, I'm empowering not just holistic healers, but holistic warriors. We're in a battle. We're in a battle over our own health and healing to safeguard and protect that, and that of our families and friends and community, of course, as well. And we're also in a battle against very powerful people who, because of profits, like to suppress holistic health and healing truths to keep us just sick enough so that we need something, pharmaceuticals, but not well enough to ever get off them. That is truly the goal of big pharma, of the pharmaceutical industry. It's not true. They don't want to heal us. They don't want to cure us. They want to keep us just sick enough so that we keep giving them our money. And you know what? Me personally, I have better things to spend with my money, like on good food, clean herbs, things that don't cause these ridiculous side effects that we experience with pharmaceutical drugs.
Thank you, Mayim. So that brings me to my next question. What are some of the key benefits of transitioning from the conventional healing approach to a holistic approach in health and healing?
Okay, so that's another really great and important question. The key benefits of transitioning from conventional healing to a holistic approach are, right now, I can think of three main reasons. Number one, the holistic approach is safer. Number two, the holistic approach is more effective. And number three, the holistic approach is the true approach that gets to the root cause. Okay. Now, I'd like to illustrate the first point, the safety of holistic medicine. If someone who was taking some, let's say blood pressure medication or something like that, visited me at my house, let's say I invited them over for dinner, and let's say they had to take some of their medicine and they dropped one of their pills, right, in my dining room or in my living room floor. Now, I have very small children. I have a 4-year-old. And what if my 4-year-old found that pill on the floor and thought it was candy or something like that and put it in her mouth and ate it? What would happen? I would immediately have to call the poison control center to get that pill out of her system, because those pills can have deadly side effects. But what if someone dropped a vitamin C pill or a tincture, and one of my children found it? For the most part, if they found it and took it, they might have a little diarrhea. It might be really spicy on their tongue, and so they would stop taking it. But no, I wouldn't have to control the poison control center, because vitamins and herbs and minerals are extremely, like 1,000 times safer than pharmaceutical drugs. There's a few types of, supplements that you might have to call the poison control center, but for the most part, no, you won't have to do that, because our body knows how to work with those substances. It is not a drug. It is a healing tool. Okay. So completely safe. Also, exercise, diet, those are all safe, right? Sleep, those are all part of holistic health and healing. Completely safe, zero side effects. Now, let's talk about the effectiveness. The holistic approach is more effective. And the reason why we know this is because in my practice, and this is the experience of many holistic healers, when it comes to the conventional ways with the pharmaceutical drugs, as I said before, they don't deal with the root cause. They just mask symptoms. So, you might take a cough suppressant, let's say, for example, but if you are not dealing with the root cause, why are you coughing in the first place? Why do you have allergies? Why do you have the flu, etc.? Why is your immune system not strong enough to overcome this in just a few hours or just a day or two, overnight? Why? Because you have not built up your immune system. You haven't boosted it or lived the kind of life that you need to in order to avoid those common illnesses altogether. I have one of my students is a medical doctor, and she said that she used to take anti-allergy drugs every single week because of her allergies. The allergy drugs don't boost your immune system. They just suppress it. They just oppress your allergy symptoms. But when you have allergy symptoms, it's your body talking to you and telling you, hey, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this thing that you're eating, or this environment that you've just stepped into because of my state of being. I'm not strong enough. That's what your immune system is saying to you. But I taught her a really powerful vitamin protocol that actually boosts your immune system so that your immune system is strong enough to overcome allergies. And so that's the difference. It is effective because it is true. It is true holistic health and healing because it strengthens your immune system. It doesn't silence it, like I said before. And the third issue is the root cause. Holistic health and healing deals with the root cause, and the conventional approach of drugs and surgery, etc., does not. That doesn't mean that you sometimes don't need surgery, for example, or in an emergency situation need a drug, but you're not dealing with the root cause. And if you deal with the root cause, you can make your problems either go away or become extremely minimal, safely, effectively, and naturally without poisoning your body and causing the roller coaster of side effects.
Mayim, you have developed an incredible program that you've already mentioned called the Arukah Holistic Healer Certification Program, which you have specifically created for those looking to either transition into the holistic approach or for those who are wanting to grow in their knowledge and practice. Can you talk us through what differentiates this program from other similar programs that are currently out there?
Thank you, Ashley. Yes, the certification program at arukah.com is really, truly incredible. And there's a few things that set it apart, actually, many things, but I'd like to focus on a few. And one of them is that when I designed the program, I designed it for someone who is in my situation many years ago, someone who was a busy mom who had a lot of work to do and, a lot of things on her plate, but still wanted to empower herself with the knowledge of holistic health and healing for herself, for her family, so she could take care of her family and maybe even build a career where very specifically she could stay at home and just like me, be a stay-at-home mom. And, even a homeschool mom. I've been a homeschool mom. My oldest is 20 now, and I homeschooled him the whole way. And he's already graduated college and he's got a computer science degree, and he's an entrepreneur himself. I instilled that dream in him. So being able to, I was able to surpass my income at NASA and still homeschool my children. It's pretty awesome achievement. And so I wanted to empower people in my program to do exactly the same as I've done, to become a holistic healer, to have a successful online business so that they can have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, meaning that there's no glass ceiling. No one who you need to get a raise from. You just have to help people. That's how I get paid, is when I help people, right? And so that's one of the advantages. Another advantage is it's very hands-on and apprenticeship based. And you could go to a college to study to become a naturopathic doctor or another holistic professional like a chiropractor. But it's going to take a lot more money and a lot more time as well. This program can be completed in 1 year, but because, all of my students pretty much are busy professionals already, or busy moms, it's self-paced. So, if you have a lot of things on your plate, it's okay. It's still going to be there for you. There's not like a time limit. You're not going to, your grade's not going to be lowered because you submit an assignment late or anything like that. It's self-paced. And so I've designed it for the busy mom or the working woman. And another thing that sets it apart is we have three core pillars in our program. One is that our students study naturopathic herbalism, and that takes up the bulk of our program. And naturopathic herbalism includes studying the foundations of holistic health and healing, identifying toxins and detoxification, also nutrition and orthomolecular nutrition or megadose vitamin therapy, as well as herbalism, which includes also homeopathy and aromatherapy with essential oils. And also they study Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. But it's mostly focused on Western medicine, Western herbalism, And then the next core pillar, the second one, is holistic life coaching. And the reason why holistic life coaching is part of the program is to incorporate the mind spirit aspect of it, right? If herbs and supplements are the alternative to pharmaceutical drugs, well, holistic life coaching is like the holistic alternative to psychiatry. It deals with the mind and the spirit, and spirit has to be part of it because we are spiritual beings. We're not just physical beings. We're also spiritual beings. Now, a lot of holistic health and healing schools are based on different religions, New Age, or, other pagan religions. And this program, because I'm Jewish, is based on the Creator. It's based on the Bible and biblical principles, Judeo-Christian principles. And so therefore I have a lot of people who are of that faith persuasion, Jews, Christians, or people who maybe, they don't really identify as Jewish or Christian, but they're open to it, or they grew up in that faith. And they don't necessarily want all the new age spirituality. They want the kind of spirituality that they are comfortable with and used to. That's another thing that sets us apart. And life coaching is all about mindset and how to have healthy relationships with yourself, with others, of course, also, with food and your body and lifestyle. Holistic life coaching encompasses all of that. And it's a very important part of holistic health and healing, especially because stress is often the root cause of many illnesses, common illnesses, and also chronic diseases. So, that mind and spirit aspect is very important. And the third aspect is online business marketing. And again, the reason why that's important is because, as I told you, I really want my students to thrive and to be able to, have that time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, which an online business provides. But also because, there's not a lot of jobs for herbalists, or life coaches even. And so we really have to be entrepreneurial. And it's very, very rewarding. And because of my background, with my digital marketing business, my first business, I can really help people in that department.
Thanks so much, Mayim. So I love the power of testimony and hearing people's personal experiences or journeys. Can you share some of the success stories that might be coming to mind or testimonials from past students?
Yes, we certainly have a lot of success stories and testimonials, and we'll show some of those testimonials at the end of our talk today in this video. But I could talk about a few of them that are, maybe recent. One of them is one of my students. She told me that she wanted to become a nutritionist, but, I guess her life's journey didn't really allow for that. So when she heard about my program, my certification program, when it first launched, she joined, and she really wanted to help her husband, who had been suffering from colitis under the care of doctors for about 20 years, ever since he was in the military. And he was going from medication to medication and, suffering with diarrhea and insomnia and restless legs and indigestion and, all these terrible things that colitis can cause. And so I actually created a custom module for her to help her husband with that. And in 2 months, she helped her husband get off the medication and heal from colitis using food and herbs and natural holistic healing methods. So that was a great accomplishment for her. And, I get people, contacting me saying that I helped them grow their hair back, or actually someone said, "Oh, you helped save a little girl's life," just beautiful, wonderful things like that. You helped me heal my daughter, you helped me grow, regrow my teeth so I don't have pain from cavities anymore, like just all these wonderful testimonies. And that's the reason why I love doing what I do. And, and you will too, if you join the program. It's so rewarding and fulfilling to understand and to know that you are helping people, truly helping people in ways that they can't get in the modern medical system. It's so rewarding.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mayim. I can only imagine the sense of reward when people start applying these principles to their lives and actually see a change and transformation. And for somebody as passionate as you are around this topic, to witness that and to be a part of that, I imagine that the reward is priceless. So another common question that arises is once someone completes the program, what are some of the practical steps one would take in order to start a successful career in holistic health?
Okay, that's a great question. And that's actually what the third pillar of our program is all about is, what do you do? Practical steps and what you would do to start a successful career in holistic health. And in that program, we teach our students how to create a high ticket transformational health coaching program that really helps people deal with a serious a problem, a serious health issue. And that doesn't mean that it's a deadly, problem, but it can be something that really affects their life, right? Even skin disorders can really affect your life, right? Even though it's not necessarily deadly. Weight loss could be something that is dealing with a serious issue. There's so many different types of health coaching programs that one can make, anxiety, depression, hormonal issues, etc. So they build, it's part of the program. They will do this while they're still in the program, and we'll support them the whole way, is to build that first high ticket health coaching program and then set up their online assets, such as their website, their social media, a video sales letter, press releases, podcasts, all those things that online entrepreneurs need in order to connect with people, get their message of health and healing out there, and build and grow and scale their business.
Thank you so much, Mayim. It's been so great talking with you today. But before we close, for those that would like to get started on the journey to becoming an holistic healer and wanting to learn a little bit more about the certification program, how do they go about contacting you?
Yes, it's been wonderful talking to you today as well. And for all those who would like to get started on their journey to become a holistic healer and learn more about the certification program, all they need to do is visit the website, www.arukah.com, ARUKAH.com, and dig into that and schedule a discovery call. And I would love to be your mentor, your health coach, your teacher in guiding you to become a holistic healer, to become the healer of your home and your family and your community, and to help you build a profitable online health coaching business.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Mayim. So there we have it, folks. If you are ready to move forward in your own journey of becoming a holistic healer, then you can visit the website at www.arukah.com, where you can schedule your first discovery call. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.